Monday, May the 20th, and we're going to do the compost pile, rototiller. So the compost pile, this part of the pile has been really fully chopped up and covered in piles of dirt, so I expect it's going to be fabulous. This part of the pile came out of the pool cover and such, and it never got chopped up, so not as good. And look at that. We've got Mr. Mosquito zoning in on a blood source, and it's May the 20th, so what's to be expected but exactly that. Here's our vaunted machine, the MTD 5 horsepower rototiller. This thing is 40 years old, and you know, it still runs beautifully. I have kept fixing it and adjusting it, and I just put a new air filter in. The old one, which was foam, after 40 years the foam had broken down and the engine was ingesting the foam. So anyway, I pulled everything out and fitted a new filter, which I made out of the green hard sort of sponges. They're not sponges, they're fibrous, the green fibrous scouring pad materials that you use to wash dishes with. Cut a couple of layers of that up and put it in there, and the air flows through it beautifully. It stops the dirt, works wonderfully. So step one, I'm going to get these boards here off the front and start to get my new pitchfork in action and pull all the stuff out. And then step two, I'm going to rototill the crap out of it. Let's get going. Okay, this is probably exactly what aging geezers should not be doing. This stump has to come out. We've got a pry bar and a set of cutters, and I think aging geezer can win. Foolish as that may be, I think the aging geezer can win. Let's just say we seem to be making good progress. Let's see if we can get it the rest of the way. Okay. Here. Let's see what we got. Aging geezer wins another one. Okay, that's out of the way. Let's get the front off and see what we got. Best to put it here so that when the spill comes out, it doesn't roll into the fence. We can use these boards as guides or holdback to prevent this stuff from getting too close and into the fence board. Okay, big one. There we go. All right, what have we got? All right, what do we got? A wall of wet leaves, and I'm going to pull this all down. I have a new pitchfork, and that'll make the job easier. So, simply going to start pulling her down, spreading her out. The shovel just doesn't work with this sort of stuff. It's too hard to get the nose of the shovel into the material. All right, we're going to even it all out into a pile, the same height all the way across. 18 inches maybe, and then we'll start the rototiller and start rotor tilling. And that will turn this stuff into perfect compost with the consistency of chocolate cake. Okay, we're getting her out. And boy, she's wet and heavy. This is the inaugural use of this pitchfork. I saw it at Home Depot and I said, yes. As soon as I saw it, I said, I've got to have that. I've had my eye out for one for some time. And there's just not many big manure forks here in Rockcliffe. It's perfect. Wet, black, leaf compost. All of this stuff has been ground up in the lawnmower, and then layers of dirt between the layers of pulverized leaves. So it's really had a chance to compost. And this fall, when I check the temperature with my temperature probe, I have a compost pile temperature probe. Who doesn't? And it was almost 150 degrees. I can't remember the number exactly, but 145-ish. And that's amazing. And it stayed hot for weeks and weeks. Then I think the bacteria runs out of oxygen as the leaves naturally compact, and the process slows down, and by Christmas it's all cold. The bacteria are unable to get what they need. This pile's going to be big. I'm going to have to make it bigger than I first thought. I've got the rototiller where I thought the front edge of the pile would be, and nope, I'm going to need more than that. I guesstimated 8 cubic yards. Now look at this. Here's some of that pulverized leaf. Now this stuff didn't get wet, but it's just like confetti. The lawnmower pulverizes the leaves just beautifully. Don't need a fancy piece of equipment. The lawnmower does it. And you can pick it up in a pile that's about 1/15 or 1/10 the size of the original pile. After the lawnmower's done chewing it up, it just goes down into almost nothing. So it's easy to pick up and bring back by wheelbarrow load. Oof. Oof is right. There's a lot of moisture in here, and they'll all get mixed together. And in a week or two, mid-June, this stuff will be like chocolate cake. All right. Wow, yeah, I'm gonna have to expand this pile. We've got 8 cubic yards, and it's gonna take up a lot more, by my estimation. It's gonna take up a lot more space. Maybe even more than that. What do I know? I'm no good at estimating volumes. Okay. I'm gonna have to move everything back and go for a bigger space. Okay, we've taken the leaf pile that was from the pool cover, all none of it ground up, and put it on the top. Man, we've got a pile here, and what we're gonna do next is I've got those bags of sawdust there, and that sawdust comes from these screens. Pat asked me to make these screens here, privacy screens, so I did, and I experimented, and with the kerf of my saw blade, just a hair over 9 millimeters, I can get exactly 12 strips of this thickness out of a 2x6, cedar 2x6. So, and it takes exactly two 2x6s 12 feet long to make a 6x6 screen. A single 12-foot long 2x6 makes a 3-foot screen, and the result of those is these bags of sawdust, which I'm going to sprinkle on top and then motor the whole thing together. Let's see how that goes. Dump on the cedar sawdust. The smell, the peaty smell of the rotted leaves is incredible. But let's put on the cedar sawdust. It'll all get mixed in. We've got 3 bags of the stuff, so we'll spread it out. Whew, cedar. Smells fabulous. Sweet almost. All right. Now, let's see if we can get this rototiller started. It should start right up. It's, boy, I've tried to keep it going, maintained it as, as best I could, and 40 years old, but I still think it's in good shape. Give her some gas, using neutral, choke on. Been working this for a while now, trying to get it to that consistency of chocolate cake. This is hard work. I wish the machine did all the work, but this thing is just a beast. And I did my bike training this morning. Maybe I should have picked another day to do this, but too late now. I'm started, and we're really getting there. And I guess we're going to try and finish up, at least, you know, get it all chewed up as much as possible, and then we're good to go. Okay, done. Okay, May 27, a few days after the pile has been turned, and let's go see, because it's warmed up and going. Back here to the compost heap, which has been tilled and turned to one big pile, and what are we at? 112? Thereabouts? Certainly in the active zone, and that's a heck of a pile. Heck of a pile. Heck of a pile.